today's video, I'm breaking down one of the best and most effective e-commerce funnels for any type of brand out there. And the example I have here is from Hume Health. Now, the funnel I'm talking about is a listicle with a call to action to a sales page. And we're going to go through this example right here with this listicle from Hume Health, redirecting on the CTA offer to the sales page we have on the right. But let's start first from the listicle, which is where they're sending some of their traffic from the ad library, at least from Facebook. So some of their Facebook traffic is going to this page directly after the click, and then after that on the offer call to action in the listicle, they're redirecting it to the sales page on the right. Let's start first from the listicle here. Starting immediately at the top of the above the fold, we have an announcement bar with some fear of missing out. They're mentioning here biggest sale ever, up to 40% off, and the timer to get people over the line to buy and actually get to checkout and buy the product. And then starting with the headline, one of the most important pieces, if not the most important piece of any pre-lender e-commerce page, for example, listicles, advertorials, and those types of pages, or VSL pages with hooks and headlines. One of the most important pieces, the piece that you need to put the most effort in to make sure that you're actually hooking your prospects and your traffic. And so here they're mentioning why this is the most popular scale, loved by A-list celebrities like the Kardashians and Joe Rogan. So here there are a few points that we need to consider. So in terms of health and like scales in this example, so their main product here is a scale that has a full body scan function. That's their main kind of unique selling point of the scale right here. This is a crowded market. It's a very sophisticated market. A lot of people already know and have read claims about these types of products and about these types of things. So here you're dealing with high market sophistication. Here they're mentioning directly the product in the headline, and they're not even going for any type of kind of mechanism or solution to a benefit, but they're going directly for the social proof and the authority, which is why they're using the Kardashians and Joe Rogan here in the title. But they're still using a kind of curiosity-based headline. So why this is the most popular scale, not just one of the scales that they're the most this word here is very important, and the fact that they have it in all in caps lock, it like means a lot in the context of the headline. So they have the in caps lock to mention that this is the most popular scale out there, and then to support this statement they're using the Kardashians and Joe Rogan. And here as a sub headline they're using weight is more than just a number, get ahead in your health and fitness journey with deeper insights across 17 different metrics every man and woman should track. So here they're also kind of talking to their customer avatar. The customer avatar is basically really anyone, because obviously anyone could use a scale. If you're interested in health, if you want to get healthier, if you want to make sure that your efforts maybe in the gym or in your diet, you can see results from those. So really anyone could use a scale like this. They have a visual here in place with the scale. I think they could probably use a better image here on the listicle, and even on the sub headline they could probably connect it better to the context of the listicle, because they're adding here under the visual. So here where the listicle actually start, they're mentioning here's why the Hume Health Smart Scale is your perfect partner for achieving your goals. I feel like this could be a headline or a sub headline in by itself if you add a little bit more context and not just a generic for achieving your goals. I think probably here above the fold, as far as the headline, sub-headline, and here this piece of context here, I think they could do a better work of making sure that the context is clear and what the scale is made for is clear, and the USP of the scale is clear. Obviously, as we've mentioned, sophistication is pretty high for these types of products, so mentioning that I think would help with hooking attention better from the traffic you're sending to a page. The first reason they're using here is a science-backed progress accelerator. So let's go through a little bit of the copy here. They're mentioning, if you ever felt you're on this roller coaster of diets and workouts with no real results, you're not alone. Many people have been struggling with the same frustrating experience until they found Hume Health. So this is a good way to start out a listicle. They're immediately calling out for the kind of emotional side of things when relating to diet and workouts, and obviously this is a very emotional kind of part of their life for a lot of people. So endless roller coaster is a good way of introducing it in your copy. They're mentioning you're not alone, to say that a lot of other people have had your same problem. They've discovered Hume Health. So they're mentioning here until they found Hume Health, and they've solved the problem that they were mentioning here before finding the solution. So they also reinforce that by saying many people have been struggling. So this is a good way here to start listicle, immediately relating to the customer or the prospect emotion. The science behind it tells a remarkable story. Research from Stanford University shows that those who actually track their progress reach the health and weight goals 8x faster. So they're adding some kind of social proof and authority here with research from Stanford University, and they're adding here those who accurately track their progress reach the health and weight goals 8x faster. They could be a little bit clearer in the context here. So they're mentioning reach their health and weight goals 8x faster, but it really depends on what those goals are. So if you can be a little bit more specific on like when you write the copy for your listicle, if you can be more specific on what this means, what 8x faster means, what's the kind of time average we're talking about, what are the goals we're taking into consideration here, because obviously not all health goals and weight goals are the same. So I think being a little bit clearer here could help with making sure people go through all of the page. So it's no surprise that I'm hoping 83% of human health users have successfully achieved their weight goals within 6 months. Another claim here. So they're going for the kind of time angle here. So you make progress without human health, you make progress much faster with human health. They're mentioning the percentage, which is 83%, high enough to make sure to warrant your attention to go through the page, but not high enough to make you think that it could be a false claim or a misleading claim. Then they're mentioning, so it's no surprise that 83% of human health users have successfully achieved their weight goals within 6 months. So they're adding as a supporting claim, 83% of human health users have successfully achieved their weight goals within 6 months. So the angle they're going for here is time angle. As you can see here, 8x faster here. It's a time angle, achieve the weight goals within 6 months, also a time angle with kind of weight loss, health goals, and like gym related goals, body related goals. Time is usually one of the distinguishing factors between people that get results and people that do not get results. Consistency and time you put in obviously helps you reach your goals. And if with human health it takes less time, then it's a good option to choose. It's a good option to have to help you achieve your results faster, which is what a lot of people are looking for when they research, when they want to reach some health and weight goals. And then at the end imagine how much easier it is to reach your goals with a tool that can accelerate your progress eightfold. They still haven't really explained the way or the mechanism that supports these claims of time, so we're going to go through the list more of the reasons here and see if they do that. Reason number 2, it keeps you motivated and on track to your goals. Motivation, another big kind of angle behind health and body goals. On track to your goals, how is human health so effective? It's not just a regular scale, so they're starting to explain the mechanism here. One of the biggest hurdles people face in achieving their health goals is staying motivated. Again, the motivation angle. It's easy to start strong, so they're trying to relate again to people's emotion here. Easy to start strong, mentioning in the copy, but as time goes on, that initial enthusiasm can wane, leading to failure and feeling of defeat, which a lot of people might feel in this context. That's where the Human Health Smart Scale and its companion app come into play. Together they help you stay accountable and most importantly motivated. Again, they're not really explaining the mechanism behind this, so if they could be clearer with the mechanism on how the scale, because you can think of a scale and you can think of ways it can do this, but it's not really clear from the context here. The app on your devices sync seamlessly to paint a clear picture of your health journey. Again, they can be more direct to the point with the USPs here for the scale. Set goals, track progress, celebrate victories. But like what I would want to know, I train, so this relates to me. I train, I go to the gym, I have health goals and body goals I want to achieve, but this doesn't really tell me what I can actually do with the scale. So some of the USPs, why the scale is better than others, like what type of progress it tracks, what type of goals can I set, stuff like that. But here they follow up with the app even provides personalized advice on how to optimize nutrition and exercise. So this is a good point take into account, so you can maximize your progress. It's like having a personal coach right at your fingertips. Let's see if they actually go more in depth into the mechanism and how the scale does the stuff. Reason number 3, it's America's number 1 most accurate smart scale. What about accuracy? If you're a little bit like more into health or body goals of kind of that of stuff, which I am, you could think that a lot of these scales are not accurate as much as, for example, DEXA scan or those types of scans that check actually your body fat or stuff like that. So you could be worried about accuracy. So this is a good point to have here. And they're mentioning that's why human health goal has been to stand above the rest when it comes to accuracy. It's the world's most accurate scale in its class, competing directly with the type of expensive devices you'd find in a lab. Human health measurements have a margin of error of only plus minus 3% compared to dual energy X-ray absorptiometry, which is what I mentioned, DEXA scans, the gold standard in body composition measurement used in scientific research. So this is a good point to have here. This is a very good point because a lot of people that are actually in this space know about the problem with accuracy with these types of products. So this is a really good point to have here. So you can trust that your smart scale is giving you the full picture because you need informed decisions to achieve your goal with confidence. So this is the first kind of point where they actually mention like a USP or a thing about the product that helps you with understanding the mechanism of how this product, of how like this thing helps you achieve your goals. But let's follow up with reason number 4. It helps you unlock the power of 7, your body composition, your rules. I don't really know what this means just by reading this for the first time. The power of 17 doesn't really tell me anything, but we have to go here to the copy to understand a little bit more. Knowledge is power, that is true. The same applies to health and weight management. So of course, a smart scale such as Human Health doesn't just measure your weight, it does deep into your body composition, offering you a wealth of insights across 17 different and important metrics. If they mention the metrics here, it could be even better. It could make this even better. Not all of them. I probably not all 70 will be as useful as some of these, but even mentioning some of these or some kind of way to know what I can get from the scale would help and would get people more interested in looking into it. They follow up with imagine being able to differentiate between water weight and actual fat loss. That's a good point. That's a good important point, which relates to people that are focused on health and body goals, or identify if you're losing muscle mass instead of fat. Another good point to make here. With Human Health Advanced Technology, simply check your favorite device and fully equip yourself with all the knowledge you need to succeed. So they're differentiating here with the fact that you don't need to do all of these complicated and expensive body scans, but this also tells you the difference between water weight and fat loss, and then if you're losing muscle mass instead of fat. So good point to have there. Again, I think like the overall feeling I have about the page is that they're not going in depth enough to make you understand how the mechanism specifically helps you achieve those goals that they're mentioning in the first and second point of the listicle. But here they're saying beyond weight, it measures muscle mass, bone density, hydration levels, and many more. So they're mentioning 3 of the points. These metrics give you a comprehensive view inside your body. No more guessing thanks to Human Health. Again, more social proof here. So John 1.5 million happy customers or your money back. And they're mentioning again the Kardashians, Joe Rogan, and all of the stuff. Money back guarantee, I would probably have a separate point for itself for the money back guarantee. They don't have that. I just scrolled to see if they had a point like that, but they don't have it. I'd probably have a point by itself for the money back guarantee and 2-year warranty. It's a very good point to have, and maybe putting it with the social proof doesn't really help. So I would have, personally, when we build listicles for the brands we partner with and our clients, we usually have a specific point in the listicle to mention the money back guarantee and the warranty if there is any. And then they mentioning a lot more things about the kind of design and manufacturing in the United States and the warranty and the offer again. So we have here after 5 points. So this is a 10-point listicle. So it's a pretty, 9-point listicle. So it's a pretty long listicle. And they are adding the offer box, the first offer box here, kind of how at half length. So they're mentioning limited time offer, the 25% discount that we've seen in the announcement bar. Benefit from a full 30-day money back guarantee, mentioning the offer again. Call to action, very hard to miss. It's green, and the rest of the page is kind of white and black with all of the text and images. So good call to action there. And then some more FOMO language, sellout risk, high, free shipping. And then I think some kind of date is missing here. So there's no until date where the offer is valid. Could add even an even bigger kind of FOMO layer here. Some social proof, handpicked social proof. So the titles are boldened out, just to catch your attention, just to get you to actually read the review here. The main ones, I'm sold, highly recommend, very accurate. Let's just read a few of those to see what they're mentioning. I'm very overweight and I get significant fluctuations in my weight day to day. I can be plus or minus several pounds between morning and evening. The smart scale lets me see what's really happening, what is fat and what is water. A good point here to have to attract an even bigger kind of market segment, to attract even people that are overweight that respond and relate to this review right here. I can say enough good things about this company and this product, the opportunities to use, and being able to see my progress beyond weight has kept me super motivated. So it's a more general review around motivation. I wasn't sure at first, so I went and measured it with the DEXA scan, and the results were surprisingly accurate. So here they're tying this review to the results of a DEXA scan. So they're comparing the results from the scale to the DEXA scan. Good review to have there to support that point. Again, another call to action, and then we have more points there. So the first one goes through the family angle, so you can buy one for the entire family and everyone can use it. This is a good point to have because from the first few points of the listicle, I assumed then it could be like, it would be a personal thing. So if you set it up for yourself, if you set it up with the companion app on your phone, then no one else would be able to use it. They're adding a good point there. So if they didn't have this point as a listicle point, I would probably add it as an FAQ point on the product page or on the sales page, which we're going to look at after, because it's a good point, a good question that maybe a lot of prospects could have. Me, for example, I had a question of, does this work only for me? Or if I buy it, my whole family can use it. So it's a good point to have. They're mentioning, but what if you have a big family? Taking care of all of that is hard work, and they're relating to health checkups, doctor appointments, and things like that, which can be expensive over time, or if you have a big family. So the companion app lets you register up to 24 users. Good point to have there. And keep tabs on each one independently, free and easy to use, so you don't need to pay for more users. So you can effortlessly record your children's growth. Good point if you have a family, or a heads up if someone's weight is creeping up. Good point again to kind of protect people and be a hero for people that's important in your life. So you can kind of keep people in check, your children in check, maybe your husband or wife in check, things like that. Important point to have. Perfect for distant caretakers, so you can keep track of people that are also far away from you, and you can keep their health in check. And they're mentioning like strict diets or specific conditions that they need to follow up with to frequently. It's vetted by athletes and pro trainers, so more social proof. That's the third social proof point we have on the listicle. Obviously, for products that are and products and angles that are so sophisticated, such as this one, the more social proof, the better. It helps a lot with getting people through and actually to check out and get people to buy. And it helps you stay ahead of body changes. As we age, our body transforms, hormone levels, metabolism, muscle mass, they can all drop and cause difficulties with being ourselves. No one likes to go through a midlife crisis, so here they're relating again to the audience with a more emotional points. Whether it's menopause or andropause, may struggle with the passage of time and how our bodies react to it. It doesn't have to be stressful or damaging, and the best way to stay yourself happy and healthy is by getting ahead of the change. Human Health helps you notice when these changes happen, so you can adapt and overcome them. With Human Health, you have the chance to stay healthy for years to come. Another offer box here, and then some more reviews at the bottom. I think overall, it's a good listicle. I think what's missing from it, so as you probably know, as I've mentioned in a lot of my videos, if you look at heat maps, if you send traffic to this page, since it's called traffic, it probably people will read maybe the first point, not all of them, but probably most of the traffic will read the first point. Some of the traffic will read the second point, and it's already hard that people will reach third, fourth, and beyond that. So trying to make the mechanism clearer earlier in the page. As you can see, like me reading this page, I'm someone that could be the customer avatar for this. I go to the gym, I train frequently, I take care of my diet, and I take care of my body. So I could be the target customer for this. And I didn't really understand what was the mechanism or how it helped specifically with the goals. So I knew it made everything faster, so with goals 8x faster within 6 months, stuff like that. But they're not really explaining the mechanism or how it actually gets you to achieve these results until a few points into the listicle. So my opinion is that, and I think what would make this page perform better is that they should introduce the mechanisms and the actual USPs of the products earlier through the page. But I think like as far as it goes, as far as how it is built right now, I think it's a good listicle. It has potential to be even better. The images are good. The buy boxes here are good. They could be designed a little bit better, but it doesn't really matter as far as pre-render pages go. So there's not really a problem, but it could be designed better. But as far as it goes, I think this listicle is a good page. So let's check out the sales page right here and see what is there for the listicle traffic that goes beyond the listicle. Just by having an overview kind of look to this sales page, well, I immediately see something that's important that is missing throughout the page a lot. So the sales page start with reach your head goals faster with smart, powerful insights. So they're following up with the angles they had on the listicle. More than just wait, get the insights you need to build muscle, lose fat, and track your progress over time. And they have the first call to action here, which is the shop now button. So we have a shop now here, but all throughout the rest of the page, if I zoom out and I look at it like this, you can see that there is a lot of text, there's a lot of copy, there's a lot of education, but there is not a lot of call to action. And the focus on sales page should be obviously to get people here, this is the section you care about. This is the section you want to get people on a sales page. On a listicle, you want to get people through it. You want to get people to actually read and go through the information there. You want to warm them to the sales page and to the purchase. On a sales page, you want to get people to the buy box. That's where you want them. You want them to add the cart. You want them to go to checkout. You want them to get to this section right here, to this section of the page. There's only one. There's actually like no call to actions beside this one in the about fold, which is not really visible here. This one right here, there's not another call to action all throughout the page beside this first one. And that's a problem, because on sales pages you want people to get to the buy box as fast as humanly possible. If you get them through the listicle right here and then to the sales page, you'd expect that they're already warm enough or warmed up to the idea of buying. Yes, obviously more education always helps, and I think they're going for this kind of approach here because they didn't go as far as possible into the mechanism in the listicle as they should have, which is what I've mentioned on the listicle. So they're going through a little bit more of the education and information here on the sales page to like add context about that. But I think they should probably do that far more in the listicle. So here, instead of doing it here on the sales page. And that's just to make the sales page shorter, much more like snappier. So the above the fold, some USPs, maybe problem solution statement, and then social proof, and then directly to the buy box section here. So that you should have more of the education, more of the information if you're going to run a funnel like this on the listicle and then direct to the sales page and get people faster to the buy box on the sales page, then instead of having less information and being more vague on the listicle and then dropping that information on the sales page, because that should be the focus. And what's the different goal between the two pages. So listicles are there to educate and to inform people about your mechanism, about your product, and sales page are there to actually sell your product and sell your offer. And then here again, they're not mentioning the offer in any way, shape or form in the above the fold. So as you can see here, the offer buy box here mentions 25% discount, 30-day money back guarantee, and all of these things. And also in the announcement bar, as we've seen, it mentions that stuff, the 40% off and the timer. But here there's no mention of the offer at all, not in the announcement bar, not in the above the fold here. There's no mention of the offer anywhere. So the goal here is to sell. Always remember, every single page in your funnel in your store has a goal. The goal of sales pages is to sell, very clear from the name. The goal of listicles is to warm up traffic, because you're sending obviously cold traffic from ads here, is to educate, is to be relatable to your traffic, to your prospects. So relatable. These are the goals of a pre-lander page. So here we have our listicle. And these are the goals, and here we have our sales LP. We have a few more points here on the sales LP. So sell, make sure offer is clear, good offer, good and clear offer. Explained well, that's the point of a sales page. Good and clear offer, to sell that offer, to make sure that people know that the offer exists, which they're not doing here as far as the page goes. So there is goals for these pages. There is goals for every single step in your funnel, every single touch point in your funnel. You need to follow these goals to make sure that your page works well. The only thing I really want to focus on here on this sales page is the buy box section, which is not bad. There's not really a lot of options or customizations you could make here. So the buy box only has the warranty protection to choose. You have the 1 year and then 10-year option with an upsell of 34 euros in this case. As you can see, the offer here is running, so they have, it's roughly 40%, 50% off, but they're not mentioning this anywhere. They're not mentioning it in the above the fold in the announcement bar. There's not even kind of a mention here of the offer. It just looks like it's discounted, but the offer should be much clearer here. The only, I think, good thing they're doing about the offer in the above the fold is that they're having the batch shipping to not sell out too fast. So the next batch is on February 20th, and it's selling out fast. Some more from language here, and they have the progress bar for the batches here. So I think they could do a little bit of a better job, at least on the sales page, to explain the offer better, not go too much into educational information, because you should do this here if you're going to use a listicle to sales page funnel, and then here focus much more on the offer and on selling the product. If you run a 7 or 8 figure e-commerce brand, your AOV should be as high as possible, your conversion rate should be as high as possible, and you shouldn't rely on customer acquisition costs, CPMs, and ad platforms to make sure you're as profitable as possible. And the best way of achieving this is through split testing and good funnels. In the past 12 months, we've helped 7 and 8 figure brands increase their CVR, increase their AOV, increase their revenue per visitor, and make sure they're as profitable as possible and scaling as hard as possible in 2025. And we can do the same for your brand. So book a discovery call in the first link in the description with me, and subscribe to my email list in the second link in the description. And when you subscribe to my email list, you receive in the first email my 60-page split testing guide from A to Z, step by step, how to build a split testing system for your brand. See you in the next video.